The roar earned through pain? In the unforgiving expanse of the Serengeti, where the horizon burns gold at dawn and the night wind carries the ghosts of the fallen, they say true power isn't born in the bones, it's forged in the breaks. This is the story of the roar that no one gifted, the one clawed from silence, failure, and fire. Far across the endless plains lived two young lionesses destined to shape the future of their pride. Zara was the daughter of the reigning queen. Born under a sky streaked with meteor fire, the elders still spoke of in hushed tones. From her first breath, the pride revolved around her. Her mother's huntresses brought tender meat still warm from the kill. Seasoned warriors taught her the ancient rhythms of the stalk, how to read the flicker of an ear in the grass, how to melt into the golden light until even the wind forgot her presence. When Zara's paws fumbled on her first chase, gentle corrections came quickly. Laughter followed mistakes. The entire pride saw her as the future, sleek, confident, already carrying the scent of leadership. Not far from the heart of the pride, beneath a twisted acacia that had survived 100 lightning strikes, another cub stirred in the dust. They called her Nyra, but mostly they called her nothing at all. Her mother had been lost to a flash flood during a great migration, her father taken by poachers' wires months earlier. Nyra was the shadow at the edge of every gathering, the one who ate last and least. The pride tolerated her existence but offered no warmth. She learned early that the world did not soften for the alone. As the dry season baked the earth, their paths split like cracks in parched clay. Zara trained at the center of the circle. Her mother demonstrated the perfect timing for an ambush, showing exactly how the shoulder drops before the explosive burst of speed. Uncles flanked her during mock hunts, guiding her through tall grass until her form became flawless. Every success earned roars of approval that shook the baobabs. Zara's muscles grew strong and her confidence deeper. She moved like royalty because she had never known anything else. Nyra watched from the fringes until her eyes burned. No one corrected her stance. No one shared the warmth of a fresh kill when her belly screamed. She taught herself in the brutal classroom of survival. She practiced at dusk when the light played tricks, chasing shadows of birds until her lungs felt like fire. She studied how antelope changed direction when they caught the faintest trace of lion scent on the breeze. Her first real attempts ended in agony, hooves slamming into her side, thorns tearing her pads, hunger gnawing so deep she could barely stand some mornings. Yet each night she rose again, limping back to her lonely acacia, replaying every failure in her mind until the lessons carved themselves into her very bones. The first true test came during the Great River Crossing. The pride needed to move to new hunting grounds as the waterholes shrank. Zara led a small group of young hunters across the swollen river, her mother's voice still fresh in her ears with every instruction. She chose the shallowest bend perfectly. Her team worked in smooth coordination. When one young male slipped on the slippery rocks, others were there to steady him. They emerged on the far bank triumphant, coats glistening, spirits high. The pride celebrated long into the night. Nyra crossed alone, further downstream where the current roared louder. No one had shown her the safe path. The water slammed into her like a living enemy. She fought the pull, lungs burning, paws scraping against hidden rocks that sliced her legs. Halfway across, exhaustion nearly claimed her, but a deeper fire, the memory of every empty night, pushed her forward. She dragged herself onto the opposite bank, bleeding and shaking, but alive. While the pride feasted, she lay apart, licking her wounds and committing the river's secrets to memory. Where the current weakened, how the stones shifted, how fear itself could drown you faster than water. Seasons turned, and the savanna revealed its harshest trial yet. A merciless drought gripped the land. Prey vanished. The rivers turned to dust. The elders declared the long vigil, a journey deep into the forbidden northern territory. Alone, it was about heart, wisdom, and unbreakable will. Zara prepared with every advantage. Maps of hidden trails passed down through generations. Her mother's huntresses shared knowledge of every watering point and ambush site. She left with a small escort, moving with precision and confidence. For days they thrived, but on the fifth night, a sudden wildfire, sparked by lightning, swept across the plains in ways none of the old stories had prepared them for. Smoke blinded them. The herd scattered in panic. Zara hesitated, searching for the familiar guidance that had always been there. Doubt crept in where certainty once lived. Nyra walked the same path, but her journey looked nothing like Zara's. She had already survived smaller versions of this hell in her solitary years, crossing scorched earth with nothing but instinct, learning how smoke changes the direction prey will flee, how the heat distorts distance so badly that one wrong turn means death. When the wildfire came, she did not freeze. The old scars on her flanks burned like reminders. She dropped low, used the pain as fuel, and read the shifting winds the way others read the stars. Step by agonizing step, she pushed through walls of heat and fear. Days blurred into one long test of endurance. Zara's group returned first, weary but carrying a small antelope taken through teamwork. They had survived, yet something in Zara's eyes had changed. The plains had shown her the limits of borrowed knowledge. Then Nyra appeared on the horizon. She limped badly, her golden coat blackened by ash and streaked with blood. Across her back she dragged the heaviest prize possible in such times, a young wildebeest, taken alone in the final desperate hours when strength should have failed her. The pride fell silent as she approached the central clearing and laid her kill before the elders. No fanfare, no escort, just the quiet, devastating proof of a will that refused to break. In that moment, Zara stepped forward and lowered her head, not in defeat, but in profound recognition. She saw in Nyra what the easy path had almost stolen from her, the depth that only comes from being truly tested, the wisdom carved by loneliness, the roar that cannot be taught because it must be earned through 1,000 unseen battles. The pride learned a truth that day that would echo across generations. The lion-handed every advantage may wear the crown with grace, but the one who walks through fire alone learns the hidden language of the savanna itself. She knows which roots hold water when the world dries up. She understands that every scar is a teacher, every failure a map, and every lonely night a forge that tempers the soul into something unbreakable. Nyra did not roar that night. She didn't need to. The wind carried her story across the plains, and the savanna itself seemed to listen. Because the roar earned through pain is the one that never fades, even when the body grows old and the golden coat turns silver. It lives in the cubs who hear the tale and choose, in their darkest hour, not to quit. It lives in you too. When the world offers you nothing but silence and scars, remember Nyra under her twisted acacia. The night is long, the path is lonely, but every step you take alone is shaping a roar the savanna will never forget.